Hello and welcome to another episode of the NexusCast. As always, I am your host, Eli KatowJo Morris, and today I'm being joined by Bryce and Grant. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing really good.
I'm doing pretty good too, Eli.
Excellent. So guys, um, we've been talking for a little bit now. Our topic today is general thoughts on Heroes 2.0 now that it's been out for about 2 weeks. And then we've got some other news items that we'll be bringing up as we go, including the Nexus Challenge 2.0. Um, but I've been jamming out a ton of Heroes ever since 2.0 launched, and it's been awesome overall. But definitely some points I wanted to talk about. Just kind of overall opinion. What do you guys think?
I mean, like we said, it's definitely a great system. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It actually encourages you to try more heroes as they still level up a little bit quicker at first, so you'll get more loot chests by trying new heroes. And it, and they have a great ratio. Even like the common chest, you can get a lot. Like I've probably gotten more legendaries out of the common chest than they.
Bryce?
Did we lose you there, Bryce?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you
Yes.
now. Okay. Yeah, it cut real quick. I thought we'd lost you for a second.
Did we restart?
No, we're okay. We'll keep
Okay.
chugging along here. So you mentioned getting legendaries from the common chests.
I've gotten probably 4 or 5.
Yeah, that reroll mechanic is so nice for common chests.
And I really wish they would add it to Overwatch. I know they probably won't, since credits in Overwatch are a little differently done, but I would really appreciate it, because sometimes you just get a really feel-bad loot box.
I was playing some Overwatch a couple days ago, and I opened a crate that was like all common or all commons, and then just a rare, basic, the blue rares. I'd owned everything in the box, just got some coinage, and I thought, oh my god, I just need a reroll. This is garbage. And then I like went to click, and I was like, no, that's not a thing in this game. Oh my gosh, it feels so
Yeah,
natural now, and it feels like something that should be in Overwatch. I agree 100%. I went to click, and there's nothing there. But like Bryce said, I can really get serious value out of random level up boxes just because you can reroll.
yes, it's super duper nice. I almost reroll every time just because.
I agree. I do too. I almost just
But
on on principle. Even if it's got a rare or two, if I take a look at it, I'm like, I bet I could get something better.
yeah. And speaking of just, chests in general, the fact that I'm able to open skins has made this game a little bit more enjoyable, because I would never buy a skin. Not that I don't think that you shouldn't buy a skin, but it's something that I was like, oh, I would much rather buy heroes. But now that I'm able to just, randomly unlock skins, it is making it super nice.
Yeah, I know a lot of people felt the same way you did, where like it's a fun free to play game, but because it is free to play, a lot of people didn't want to drop a lot of money on it. And for some skins, $10+ on release was like, yeah, it's neat, but is it $10 worth of neat when I could get whatever the newest hero is?
Exactly.
Um, and it's fun. You get skins for heroes you have never played or maybe don't play that often, and kind of gives you some renewed passion in trying them out, playing them again, and showing off all your new goodies.
Well, and it is a thing about getting new skins that makes you want to play a hero. You're like, oh, okay, that's cool. I haven't played this hero before, but it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, really 2.0, it kind of just unlocks a whole bunch of content for generally free-to-play players.
Yeah, the thing I really liked, I don't know if you guys have looked at it much, or even, I mean, maybe you do the same thing as me, but now in the alerts box tab where like your quests and everything are, they now have a progression tab with, or like progression piece put in there. So you can see what your daily quests are, but then you can also see 3 progression alerts saying oh, 2 more levels and you'll get a new hero-specific loot box, or get 500 gold for leveling up this hero to level 5, or 150 gems for hitting player level, whatever. Um, and that is so fun. I spent probably a week straight, that first week, just grinding through whatever progression piece it was giving me. Like random heroes I hadn't played in a while, and it was like, oh yeah, 3 more levels and you'll get a Rhaegar specific chest. And I was like, oh, bring it on. I want that chest. Like, no real, just like this new desire to grind out levels and get chests. It definitely um, got me playing the game more in general, which I already played a ton of. But then Heroes a lot more than I didn't always play, just because I was like, heck, I can get a box and maybe get something sweet. And
Right. Well, and having that ability, I can play, when I played Nova. Oh boy, I don't really like playing Nova, but I got 4 chests that allowed me to unlock things for other characters. So I didn't feel like everything was going specifically to this one hero, but instead it was account bound.
Yeah, I think I leveled up Dahaka today, and I ended up getting the Abathur announcer pack, the legendary announcer, and I was like, I play a lot of Dahaka, so I didn't feel the same way you did necessarily about Nova, but like that's something I'm going to use on all my heroes. Like I'll be jamming the Abathur announcer pack for a while, but absolutely, you might have a hero that's sitting at a low level that you're like, I don't love him, whatever, but if it's going to allow you to grind out a couple of quick levels and get some loot chests, like we've already mentioned, it's not hard to get good value out of basic loot chests.
No, not at all. And even rares and epics still usually spawn, a higher level of loot than the chest is. It's really a very generous chest system.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it compared to something like, compared to Overwatch I felt was like really good. I generally felt like I had pretty good luck, whether that was just the percentages aren't bad or what, but compared to Overwatch, Heroes feels like charity.
Definitely. Like I've gotten like 3 legendaries in a row out of chests before, and it's really good. And I can Grant touched on it. Like when you get a really cool skin for a hero you either never play or haven't ever played, it really just makes you, oh, dude, I got this skin. I'm gonna go check it out on that hero. And a lot of times, like I got a really cool Arthas skin. I got one of his legendaries, and I played him, and like I ended up really liking him. I haven't played Arthas in a long time, since before his buffs, and like now I find him really fun. So it kind of helps you find new heroes you like, just because you want to try out the new content you got for him.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun overall, and I am surprised at how generous the system is, especially considering how many items they've got in the game technically, whether that's things that already existed, like certain skin tints, or, the option to now have activatable voice lines, whatever. We've got so many more items than Overwatch has right now, and it still feels very, very generous overall, and I feel like it's not hard to get something I want. Even if I'm not opening it, I get a lot of shards and I can craft it very easily. Where Overwatch, the gold system overall is pretty good. I like it. But even there, I'm like, it feels like a grind to get certain things. I'm like, geez, man, I gotta...
Well, and I love Overwatch. Overwatch might be one of my favorite games of all time, just because of how much I've put into it, how much I like the characters, how good I am at it, and just all in general. But they have very, very specific things. For instance, we just had the Uprising event, and it's like, cool, Uprising. We get all these super sweet skins, but they cost 3,000 gold to get. Almost all of them are legendary. So for you to get them, you need to buy boxes, and you need to, grind up at least 3,000 coins to get one. And this one, it's just like, hey, do you want this? You can probably get it pretty easily.
That's something I wonder if we'll see come to Heroes. They have announced, Blizzard has announced that holiday-themed skins and other items as they come in, whether that's voice lines or sprays, are only going to be available at the appropriate holiday time. So, like, I can't open Great Father Rhaegar right now from a
Right.
chest.
And that makes
But
sense.
if, they come out with new skins come winter time, say, if I wanted to craft that skin, is it going to cost the 3 times? Is it going to have that 3-time multiplier like Overwatch does?
Right.
Um,
and that is, a little that does seem like a plausible thing, especially because that will get them more money.
Yeah, because a lot of people that way are going to just try and buy chests. So interesting. I mean, not directly related to what we were talking about, but something you made me think about. Trying to think if I had anything else.
One thing I want to talk about real quick is just I don't know if either of you guys have played much League, but they released a system kind of similar around last year, where pretty much you can get four chests. I think within a month span. You get it refreshes every week, and you also have to unlock keys. And let me tell you, that is some of, like, compared to Heroes, like, it is, it's free, so yeah, it's nice, but it is very stingy the way they did it, because you have to grind, because you get a key fragment, which you need 3 key fragments to make a key, and then you had to get a chest by getting like an S rank, which is like, almost MVP status on the character. And then you got to open the chest, and then you get a skin shard. You don't get a skin, you don't get a champion, you get a skin shard or a champion shard, which you then have to collect multiples of, or use basically a gem resource to craft into the full skin. So, people who have played other MOBAs, like, they're being very generous with their skins, and Heroes especially. That's something that I can appreciate coming from League a lot.
Yeah, that does sound pretty intense comparatively. So I'm really happy about it, and I'm excited because overall Heroes 2.0 has been great for free-to-play players, and it's been great for new players. It's been I think, a very overall positive experience for people coming to this game. And this was already a very new player-friendly game, whether that's new to Heroes itself or new to MOBAs as a genre. It's a great game for new
Eli?
players, and it's only gotten better. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. No, I think that was something on my end. I apologize.
So it's been great, and I'm excited to see how they develop it farther as things come out and new items get added. Kind of how this system evolves. Do you guys have any gripes about Heroes 2.0 at this point? Maybe some frustrations about how they went about things.
So I'm going to mention something that I've mentioned multiple times, and it's one of my biggest gripes is the removal of a master skin. And I'm not saying that, like, they needed to keep the same master skins, but I do feel that there needs to be something more than the master taunt to show that you have mastery on that character.
And that's coming from you, the BMing king.
Yes.
I mean, that speaks volumes to me.
Because, like, I can do my mastery taunt, but the thing is that you can only do it at certain times, because you do have the 5-second stun, essentially, where you cannot do anything. And recently, funny story, we kind of lost because of the mastery taunt.
Now, you said we lost. Are you saying that you lost the game for someone else? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
We multiple people, we were pushing their core. It had 30% left. We go to finish pushing it, and their team starts dancing in the Nexus. So a couple of us go up to taunt or dance.
Because you are the BM king.
And then they come out and kill 3 of us and the one person pushing the core leaves, and we proceed to throw the game. I'm not saying that we lost because of the mastery taunt, but we did. I mean, I could have pushed core and won, you know, and I do regret it, but it's one of those things where it's like I wish I could have left the taunt mid taunt.
Sure, make it cancel so you can cancel it.
Also, I feel like each of the mastery taunts should be specific to the character. I think having the same little symbol is kind of crummy. I think each character should have their own specific symbol for their mastery taunt.
Yeah, but that becomes difficult because right now the symbol denotes how many levels you've achieved.
Right.
So how do you differentiate? I mean, what do you have in mind? What do you
So like, you know, first off, it's probably easier to do than making a new skin because it's just a symbol.
Sure.
And from what I can gather, the mastery taunt only adds like different sides to the star, essentially.
It gets larger overall, yeah.
So you could just, you know, you could have the center be something unique to the character. Like for instance, Li Ming could have the wizard symbol from Diablo 3.
Okay, respect.
And then it's still a circle, and it still has the little fold-out star thing. And then it just folds out more as you level it up.
All right, I'm jiving with that. I can feel that.
And I think that would be okay. But personally, I still think that the fact that mastery system is not in there still kind of is a little irksome.
I agree a lot. Not sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was wondering, of course, like why they were just taking it away in the first place. I was still kind of angry about that. And still, I don't see the point in why they, I mean, was it just to open more skins to the loot chest to, you know, make more loot? Because, I mean, at that rate, it just seems kind of petty. Just be like, okay, well, we have these skins and we don't really want to make any more, but we need to pad the chest system. So we'll just take this away from people who have earned it. Just to, you know, add more skins that you can get, which, you know, it is a thing, but it still just kind of sucks, especially someone who got, you know, his master skin, you know, just a couple weeks before it all changed over. It just really feels unnecessary to take it away in the first place.
Mm-hmm. So I've been doing some thinking on this, and my first thought was, as an activatable option in your loadout, hearkening back to Overwatch, the option for some of your gear or weapons alone to be golden when you've reached mastery.
Right.
See, I'd like that a lot, personally, too.
Or maybe even just like your nameplate. I know they don't like, I mean, they removed the flames from the nameplate because of clutter, but something like that, or maybe your, you know, we now have the hero icons at the top. Having something in the icon showing your level or your, I mean, even just a cool display to it, you know, full gold display or some epic image of the hero if you reach level 50 with him. People like to be able to show off that they've dedicated a lot of time to the hero. It's important for drafting. It's important for pride in a way. I mean, when it comes down to it, if you're really good at the hero, you should show it on the battlefield, but I want to have something to show for it, a badge of honor other than just my stats, because you can have a bad game and still be good at a hero.
Right. But you can also have the master skin and still be bad. Let's be real.
Well, and yeah, I don't disagree. Sometimes you put a lot of time in the hero and you haven't learned a damn thing.
So, with that being said,
is that kind of our biggest one. Is there anything else that you guys feel frustrated with?
Ooh, map rotation.
Yes. Okay. I knew there was something we were missing.
Totally forgot about this, and it's been the talk on the Reddit, but map rotation sucks.
I didn't have a problem with it at first. I wanted to play Hanamura, but it's 2 weeks now. I miss Dragonshire. I miss Tomb of the Spider Queen. We can throw Gardens of Terror into the garbage. Don't miss that.
Garbage of terror.
The
Am I right?
garbage of terror, straight up, Grant. We gotta get you on the map naming team. Um, I agree though, 100%. I'm tired of. In their maps I like overall. Cursed Hollow, and Infernal Shrines are some of my favorites, but hot dog, am I getting bored, man?
Right. And I think that's one of the things about Heroes that sets it apart from other MOBAs, especially because it's a 2-week rotation, right? We
Mhm.
have people who have been playing this game since Heroes 2.0, who just got into the game. And you can tell there's a lot more people in this game. The queue times for quick match are ridiculously low.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they have not seen half of the game. They haven't seen half of the maps.
Right, and they're great maps. I mean,
right.
for the most part.
For the most part. But like we haven't what hold on, I gotta look at the list, the map list here. But it's like I'm not saying that if they're gonna do rotation, they either need to make it faster, or they need to make it
larger.
They need to larger, because we haven't done, what have
we're missing Haunted Mines. We're missing
Haunted Mines.
Tomb of the Spider Queen, Garden of
Blackheart's
Terror,
Bay,
Blackheart's Bay,
Dragonshire.
Those are the 5 I can think of, and Battlefield of Eternity,
and the one with the nukes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Warhead and it's Junction. Like Warhead Junction. That's it.
Those are all great maps for the most part.
Right.
Looking at you, Garden of Terror, and I don't feel the same way, but some people don't care for Blackheart's Bay or Haunted Mines, and I can understand that, but they do offer really unique and interesting play styles. Right, Haunted Mines has an entire second part of a map that you don't always stay in. Blackheart's Bay is got a single chokehold point that you're going to have a lot of team fighting over, and it's all about camp control. Those are really interesting, different things that other MOBAs don't offer that, like you said, Grant, people haven't touched, and they may be new to this game, having played 2 weeks now and haven't seen almost half the map rotation.
Right, and then like another thing I worry about is what if the map rotation gets maps that are unpopular? So like, what if we get one with and like, for me, this is for me, I'm not saying that these are the bad maps, but if we get like Warhead Junction, Dragonshire, and then like Garden of Terror, and Towers of Doom. That's 4 maps that I don't like, so I'm going to be hitting them most of the time, and it's going to make me not want to play as much.
Yeah. So I go ahead, Bryce.
Me and you talked briefly about this the other day, but I think a great system, it would be how they set up Battlegrounds and WoW, where pretty much you have the full list, and you can pick 2 you don't want to play. It would just ban them from your queue list. I mean, maybe for quick play, probably not for rank, this would work, but at least for quick play, and then allow you to maybe choose 1, maybe even 2 that you prefer, and it based on that, it try to queue you up into your favorites, if they could, but also you wouldn't have to deal with your 2 least favorite. And I think that would be really helpful, especially for people who want to try a champion who's maybe you want to try someone who's just really awful at 3-lane maps, or you just want to try be practicing 2-lane maps or whatever, and it would allow you to single out what you want to play, and then I think it'd just be a more enjoyable experience than just randomly getting a map you don't like, or being forced like Grant said, into 4 maps you don't like. And it just I think that would be a really good system to implement.
Yeah, I think overall, because this map rotation currently, I don't believe it's anything permanent. This was just part of Nexus 2.0 or Heroes 2.0 so that they could test out Hanamura. But ideally, yeah, I would love to see some sort of a ban list, I guess you could say. I'm not sure what they call that for WoW, like you mentioned, but where you can narrow down one or two maps that you just don't want to see.
And speaking of new players, let's talk about the Nexus Challenge.
Yeah, so the Nexus Challenge. We had a Nexus Challenge a few months back. A lot of people got into Heroes for it. It was a crossover event for Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm to get the Orochi hover cycle in Heroes, but the big seller was that you could get the sweet Oni Genji skin in Overwatch. So we saw a big influx of Overwatch players at the time. Now with Heroes 2.0 out, we have the Nexus Challenge 2.0. And this is a 4-week event. Each week, new rewards unlock that you can get by playing games with friends. The first week is an opportunity to get, again, the Oni Genji and the Orochi hover cycle with some new sprays and banners, which is sweet to see. A ton of new hover cycle tints as well to go with the bike. Week 2 is then going to be a sweet police hover cycle mount and the Officer Diva skin in Overwatch, which,
Blinky face.
yeah, a ton of people were excited about. And it looks sweet. We got it pretty quickly. And we played cops in Overwatch, which was pretty good.
We lost, but hey.
Well, it was a real riot.
And it was because Willem did not have the officer skin at the time.
Right. We all know that any game like Overwatch or Heroes requires very serious skin synergy. Skinergy wins games. Week 3 then is going to open up an Overwatch mount option in Heroes and some sprays in both Heroes and Overwatch that are Officer Diva themed. And then week 4 is 10 loot chests in Heroes and Overwatch both. Each week you are required to play to unlock that week's rewards, 5 games with friends. Week 1 you can play AI, quick match, unranked, or ranked. However, after that, each week past that, you have to play at least quick match, unranked, or ranked. You cannot complete the quests in AI mode. So that's kind of the overview of the Nexus Challenge 2.0. A lot of sweet rewards. What are you guys most excited about?
Well, I was mostly excited about the Diva stuff. Personally, I'm still a big fan of her Year of the Rooster skin over the Officer Diva skin. But
That's
the
just
Officer Diva
ostensibly wrong.
But the Officer Diva skin is a very good skin. It's a very, very good skin. And the gold guns on it look mighty sexy. But I was mostly excited for that. I'm also excited for the 10 loot boxes in both games. I think that's an excellent way to get people to join.
People like to gamble.
People love gambling, man.
It's so true.
It's all about the rush. I agree. I'm really excited about both of those things, and it's nice that people have another opportunity to get the Oni Genji skin. I like that one a lot. It's sweet, and the other thing I liked a lot, it doesn't get a lot of hype, but the police hover cycle is pretty sweet in Heroes as well. Now we just need to get some sweet police skins in Heroes to go with it.
Right. I'm also excited about the little Overwatch circle.
The Nexgon mount, yeah, that thing looks really nice. I like the Nexgon mounts in general. They're basic, they're pretty straightforward, but they look cool. And this one will look sweet on all the Overwatch heroes, so easy pickup there. Now the system right now is play 5 games with a friend in any of the modes. What do you guys think about those rewards? Because this has kind of been something that people have been complaining about. Do you guys have any personal opinions on that? Because the issue we see is people complaining about Overwatch players coming in and basically just throwing their games.
I played a lot of games. I played a lot of games since this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never seen that happen. I've never seen anyone come in and throw a game. I know it happens, but I haven't.
Yeah,
I'm sure it happens. I mean, but I think it's very. I'm sure a lot of people just get mad because obviously people coming from Overwatch, a lot of them may not have played a MOBA, and they may not really just even know what they're doing. I mean,
yeah,
you can't really get mad at someone for not knowing what they're doing when they're doing something new. I think that's a lot of it is people are just grouchy because they are playing a game. I mean, I can understand to an extent giving up some of your time playing a game, and you want to do your best and have a good time. And sometimes it's hard when your team doesn't really know what they're doing. But I mean, the whole point of it is to get more people into it to overall make a better experience for everyone. The more people playing the game, the more Blizzard can put into it. They're not going to put a lot of resources into a game no one plays. So overall, getting new people is only going to make the game better in the long run.
I agree, absolutely. And the rewards for it are sweet, so I'm glad to see this as getting people interested. I think that the reason our group has not seen too much of it is because we are at just higher MMR levels than those players. We're not getting matched with players who are just starting out.
It also does help that we, most of the time, we do play with more people.
Sure.
Our groups are normally 3 to 4, so it's not like we're running into a lot more people. I guess I didn't think of that too much, but that is a very good point.
Yeah, so I don't think, I don't expect us necessarily to be matched up that often with newer players who are going to be the ones who are throwing, supposedly. And I've seen it in some of the group chats, general chat, people saying openly, hey, I'm just looking to throw these 5 games as fast as possible. But at the same time, I've been watching the Overwatch Reddit for people looking to get the skins because I've been offering to play with people when I'm free to help them, and a lot of people have said I have been getting flamed. I'm trying to play this game and get the skins, and people are yelling at me for sucking, saying I'm terrible and I shouldn't be throwing the game, and I literally just don't know what I'm doing. And
Right.
that makes me sad because I think Heroes is a great game. I'm glad to see promotions like this encouraging people to try it. But if their only experience is with a bunch of crabby teenagers or whatever that are, oh, these players suck and they're throwing the game when they're just new players, like that's not the idea we want to be giving people at all.
Nope, I agree, and I think overall it definitely does suck, but I think as long as people are willing to help people out,
Yeah.
and I think it's mostly happening pretty well. So
Yeah, the truth definitely lies somewhere in the middle. It's not not every Overwatch player is throwing, and we need to be willing to be more welcoming as a community. I think the Heroes community is great comparatively to other games. We don't experience overall a lot of toxicity. Not too many people being jerks. You're gonna see it in any game, but comparatively, I think we have a great group of players. So I'd hate for that to be the first impression people get, but it can be frustrating to see people who are openly admitting, hey, I'm throwing, man. Let's just get this crappy game over with as fast as we can because I want to go back to playing Overwatch. So, like you were saying, just do the best we can to be an encouraging and open community.
All right. One more thing before we change topics. It's a little off topic, but so Heroes has been doing several like cross game promotions with Overwatch, of course. You have the first Nexus challenge, now this one. I'm curious on whether they plan to do any more. Like obviously Overwatch is probably Blizzard's most popular game at the moment, which is why they're doing it. But I'd like to see more cross promotions with their other games. I know Hearthstone and WoW have done a couple with some of the alternate hero skins. But I'm wondering with like Diablo the Necromancer's coming out soon, are they going to do something cool with that?
That's a good point. they've done a little bit. They've done like one thing for Hearthstone, where completing so many games in Hearthstone gets you a mount in Heroes, and um, doing so many games in Heroes gets you a card back in Hearthstone. And then with WoW, they've done a crossover event where you could um, get a mount, I think, was it? Or is
Yeah, it was a mount. It was the Ragnaros variant.
Yes, it was right around Ragnaros Varian, that's right. You
And
could
you
get
had to
the
play as WoW heroes.
Yes, I forgot because that was to get the Fellstalker mount in World of Warcraft, and that thing is sweet, the Fire Fellstalker.
Oh yeah, that thing is nice.
Um, so yeah, I'll be interested as well to see, what kind of things they come up with more and more games because, like you pointed out, that Diablo patch for the Necromancer is definitely going to get a lot of people playing Diablo again.
Right.
So I'd be interested to see what kind of stuff they can eke out because these cross promotional events are great. I play a ton of Heroes, but I own and play all the Blizzard games, so any opportunity to kind of jump in and do something else, get some new items is always welcome. Um, I think we are going to kind of move on then to our next big announcement. We are ever expanding in the Nexus team here. We're working on putting out new content every week with the NexusCast, but we're also always looking to do some new things. And Grant, you brought up a sweet idea a few weeks back when we first were really looking at doing this show, um, and it's starting to come to fruition. Do you want to talk about what we're working on?
Oh yeah, sure. So I'm the idea behind this new show is called We Try Our Best. And it's essentially where we play suboptimal teams in both Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm, or have unoptimal conditions that we have to meet during the game. So our first episode was just recorded, and it's called We Try Our Best Stealth Heroes. And it is a game where we have a team of 5, and we all play heroes that are stealth based and Tyrande, and because there's only 4, but we decided Tyrande would be the best because of Shadowstalk, and we try and win the game with just stealth heroes. And I have a couple ideas made for the future that I'm not going to go super in depth. And I got the idea from watching a YouTuber named Saffron Olive, who's a Magic the Gathering YouTuber, and he has a similar show called Against the Odds, where he plays a very odd deck and Magic the Gathering and tries to win with that. So I thought that might be fun to do in Heroes and Overwatch. So be on the lookout for more of those episodes. By the time this gets uploaded, our first episode should be out, so you guys should check that out. It's a little bit more casual. We're not really talking about anything particular, just us playing the game suboptimally.
And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing our first episode, and it was a great idea. So definitely be keeping a lookout. The best way to keep up on that, of course, is going to be to like and subscribe the Nexus Team channel. That way you get all of our updates. And we do plan to be trying to release those as regularly as we can. And it should be up as you are listening to this now. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. Guys, we've also been doing a lot of streaming recently, trying to show off what we're made of and just give everybody something fun to watch. So let's talk about our streams a little bit. I know, Bryce, you just recently were looking into getting into streaming more Hearthstone. Is that right?
Yes. So little backstory is I've played Hearthstone since it came out. I played like 2 weeks in the beta, but it's a game that I think I've played every single day since. I wake up, I go to work, have a 30-minute walk to work. I play when I go to work. It's a game that I really like. I've always liked card games, but one problem for me is I don't have friends who like card games. Obviously, like I've had a couple here and there, but without a car, so I had no friends to play card games with. So having Hearthstone come out, a mobile card game where I don't have to have any friends at all to play, it's something that I love. I know a lot of people, Hearthstone's pretty controversial in the card game scene, but I think it's definitely a great game, and I plan on streaming starting soon, getting some details worked out. I got a busy schedule, so I'm gonna try and do it at least once or twice a week. But I'm gonna hopefully try and rank up on stream for the most part. I'm also gonna do some wacky deck stuff and do some deck crafting, some theory crafting on decks, and just try to have a good time with it. I think overall Hearthstone is a game just meant to have fun, so that's my goal with the stream.
Excellent. And we'll get, because you're working on getting a Twitch setup for that, I think is the idea, and using the Battle.net streaming service. We'll get, once you have it all set up, links put up on our group page, and depending on how soon we do it, the show notes as well in this episode. Grant, I know you also do some streaming to Twitch as well. What do you normally stream?
I normally just stream when we get together to play. Mostly Overwatch, just because that's one of the ones where you can sit down, get in, and shoot people. But I've done Heroes of the Storm streams too, and I normally don't do it alone. I don't think I've ever done it alone. Most of the time I'll either have Ryan with me or Scott with me. But anyone who's part of the Nexus will generally be part of my stream, and my name is Smokey Nexus, and my little picture is a picture of a D&D character I played for a while. But I play games above mediocrity and sometimes at mediocre levels. My humor matches, so if you really like shitty jokes or perfectly welcoming to get more than 3 people watching my stream. But it's I have a good time, so I don't really care if people don't watch, but I would like people to watch.
I do the same kind of thing as you there, Grant. A lot of Heroes, sometimes Overwatch. You can find me at KatowJo on on Twitch. We'll get our links in the show notes as well. We have a group on Facebook, The Nexus. Feel free to request to join that as well. We're always looking for new members, more people to play with, more people looking to get into all things that are Blizzard. The group is specifically for Blizzard games in general, so whether you play Heroes or prefer to play Diablo, Warcraft, whatever it might be, we play it all there. So feel free to request invites there. You can also join our in-game chat in Heroes. That's /join the Nexus, no spaces. We are kind of growing a crowd there to have some discussion in-game and find people to play with. So we're really looking forward to seeing that expand into the future.
And we have, about 7 or 8 people who, if you say, hey, do you want to play games? You'll probably get someone to say, yeah, sure, I'm in.
Yeah, a pretty consistent crowd in our group.
Yep. We have people, we're mostly college aged and up, so most of the time we play on the weekends, but some of our students are playing, at 11 a.m. So if you want to join and you want friends to play with at any time of the day, you can join. We're pretty chill. Most of the time we don't yell at each other unless
it's Grant.
Yeah,
then we yell at Grant. Then we yell at Grant.
Like when he doesn't pick a green mount.
What a fool. All right, guys. I think that covers all the topics we had. Is there anything last minute that you guys wanted to cover, or are we all set?
No, I think I'm pretty okay with what I have. Is anyone else?
I've got everything I need off my chest.
Perfect. I mean, so Bryce is completely clean conscious. Grant is just okay with everything, going for that standard of mediocrity as always. Is the consistency we can count on.
Yeah, it's
you hold us together.
My university doesn't like that standard of mediocrity.
Well, folks, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, both of you, for coming on the show today. Thank you, everybody at home, for listening again, and we will see you next week in the Nexus.